Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Do I not destroy my enemies and I make them my friends? Whatever you are, be a good one. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down. There are no bad pictures. That's just how your face looks sometimes. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. You can fool some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. I would rather be little nobody than to be an evil somebody. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had no. All that I am or ever hope to be I owe to my angel mother. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Character is like a tree, and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is, and the tree is the real thing. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be by the better angels of our nature. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first for sharpening the axe. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. I laugh because I must not cry. That is all. That is all. No man is poor who has a godly mother. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. I will prepare, and someday my chance will come. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. If you once forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, You can never regain their respect and esteem. It is true that you may fool all the people some of the time. You can even fool some of the people all the time. But you can't fool all the people all the time. Speech at Clinton. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. I care not for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. My father taught me to work, but not to love it. I never did like to work, and I don't deny it. I'd rather read, tell stories, crack jokes, talk, laugh, anything but work. It's not me who can't keep a secret. It's the people I tell that can't. The Lord prefers common-looking people. That is why He made so many of them. You have to do your own growing, no matter how tall your grandfather was. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all, and to the young it comes with bitterest agony because it takes them unawares. The older have learned to ever expect it. I am anxious to afford some alleviation of your present distress. Perfect relief is not possible, except with time you cannot. All I have learned, I learned from books. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts and beer. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure, permanently half slave and half free. I do not expect the Union to be dissolved. I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other.